Alright guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. This week we've got the Safeway Open. But before we get into that, let's just do a quick recap of last week. So last week, it was kind of lucky, I'm not going to lie. So the only reason why we cashed is because we had the winner in the cash lineup, and that was Sebastian Munoz there. So he won in the playoff. That was pretty lucky, I'm not going to lie. So we had two players miss the cut, so we were in the norm last week. Majority of the people that submitted cash lineups had 4 out of 6 across the cut line. So obviously we had Vaughn Taylor fail us there, and also Nick Taylor there. Both the Taylors failed us, and honestly overall it wasn't that good of a week. Our two core plays missed the cut, and then also Nick Taylor missed the cut. So overall it was not a good week, but we were saved by the ability to cash in our cash build, and that's just kind of how it goes. You make your cash builds and you do PGA DFS so you have long-term success, and that's kind of what happened here, just because we're doing it right, and that's going to yield success over the long term. And one of the things I want to touch on is the reason why. Obviously we made the right plays, just the ownerships are off, and the reason why that is just because it's early on. We're drawing data from either last year or the Corn Ferry Tour, so the plays that we come on, they're not going to be as good as they would be in the middle of the year, because the data that we're drawing from is not the equivalent of what it typically is. So when Vaughn Taylor is the core play, that's because we're drawing recent form from a month ago or data from a month ago. And that's going to happen. That's what makes it kind of tough early on. But I want to speak about the strategy here. So I always like to do a 2-to-1 cash to GPP ratio. So I was able to cash this week, and that helped me because my GPP lineups weren't that good. I had a couple decent ones that had 5 out of 6 with the winner in there, and like the rest of them were top 15 finishes. But overall, it could have been better. But I just want to touch on this. So 2 weeks ago, we had a bad good week because the player pool was dominant. The cash build cashed, but nothing GPP wise hit. This week, it was a good bad week, and that's just kind of how it goes sometimes in PGA DFS. They're not all going to be great weeks, and they're not all going to be bad weeks. There's going to be some in between. That's exactly what this week was. We were able to cash just because we had the winner in there. So obviously the stats were right. Might have to do a little bit slight readjusting when this tournament comes around next year, but overall not a bad week. Let's get into this week. So we got the Safeway Open here. I am looking forward to it. There are a lot better players in this one. So DraftKings actually came out with a lot better pricing. We're not going to be forced to play these typical cash plays that are 9K like Nick Taylor and Vaughn Taylor. I wasn't really comfortable playing those guys last week because of how priced up they were, but we kind of had to last week. This week we're not going to really have to do that because we got a lot of good players in this field, and the pricing is priced correctly, and I'm really looking forward to this week. Let's get into the course overview. All right, so real quickly, the people that are in good current form right now, we got Sungjae Im, obviously. Benny Ann, he's doing really well. Kevin Na, Sebastian Munoz, Harris English, Cameron Tringali, and then also Robbie Shelton I want to throw in there. You could also mention David Hearn. He's not a bad recent form guy as well. Course fits, we're going to be looking for those guys that are really accurate off the tee, really good in greens and regulation, decent par 5 scores, and we're also going to be looking at some players that don't really have that bogey avoidance. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at this week for the course overview. All right, so let's get into the plays for this week. So really, I'm fine if you guys want to play any of those guys up there, Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, Adam Scott, or Hideki. That's perfectly fine with me, but I might just be starting my builds out here with Sungjae Im. He's one of the best stat fits in the field, and this is just going off of that data from about 3 weeks ago. That's when that 2020 season data is from. So I'm going to be using that data. But even if we look at the 2019 data, that still tells us that Sungjae Im is going to be a good stat fit. He had a T4 last year at this course in his rookie season, so obviously has good course history as well. In good current form, I really do like that play. Benny Ann here, not a bad play. Decent stat fit. He's been doing pretty well recently as well. Don't mind that play. Colin Morikawa, we know he ended his rookie year really good. Obviously, I really like this play. If we were looking back at last year's stats, he'd be a top 10 stat fit, so really not a bad play for us. He has played this course before and actually missed a cut there. That was when he was amateur, so I'm not really too worried about it. Chez Reavie, once again, if we dated back to last year, he'd also be a top 10 stat fit, but also the main component here with Chez Reavie, he has 4 straight top 33 finishes here, including a T13, a T22, and a T17. So obviously has really good course history. If he carried over his recent form from last year into this year, going to be a good play. Emiliano Grillo, not a bad play. He is a former winner at this course, and he also has made 4 straight cuts actually at this course. So I really don't mind it. He's a good stat fit as well. Scott Piercy missed cut here last year, but before that T17 and a T3. You guys know I really like playing Scott Piercy. He's a good stat fit. First in the field in par 5 scoring this season, so I really don't mind that play. Sebastian Munoz here, we could play him once again. Obviously, he's in really good form. He won last week in the playoff. That was a really awesome finish. I was pretty pumped because that allowed me to cash last week. But I still think he's going to be a really good play this week. Really good stat fit, actually, so don't mind that play. Kevin Streelman, he's had a T25, T13, a missed cut, and a T41 finish here. But Kevin Streelman here, he is actually the best overall stat fit in the field. Now, he did have that one bad round that kind of cost him the miscut there 2 events ago at the Military Tribute at the Greenbrier. But he was just right off the cut line there. It was like T67. So with the newer rule, he missed the cut. If it was old rules, he would have made the cut. Really don't mind that play. Dylan Fratelli, I do want to mention, that's going to be a good kind of showdown play because if he's playing well, you can plug him into your showdown slate because you know he's going to have a good week. Harris English, I like again, one of the better stat fits in the field. He doesn't have the best course history, making 2 out of 3 cuts here, but I still really like that good recent form. Obviously, with that good recent form, he has really good stats. Harold Varner III, going to be one of my more popular plays this week. 4 straight made cuts here at this course, including 2 top 15 finishes. He's in really good recent form as well. Really like the stats for him as well. He grades out as a top 15 stat fit, so really liking Harold Varner III. Bud Colley's going to make for a great GPP play, I think. Decent course history at this course. Hasn't missed a cut here, and also has a T7 mix in there. He's been putting really well so far this season, so if he can continue that this season, he'll do really well. Nate Lashley, T17 here last year, missed cut before that, but Nate Lashley, just a really good stat fit. Given his recent form and kind of his season last year, this kind of seems like a mispriced play there, so I do like Nate Lashley. Kind of same could be said for actually Joel Dahman there, who doesn't, he had a T46 finish and a missed cut, but still, I don't mind that play. Lanto Griffin, 2 straight made cuts, 2 straight top 20 finishes. The stats from this season tell us that he's going to be a good play for this course, so I really don't mind that play. Again, he doesn't have an in-course history, but that's not going to be something I worry about too much in GPPs. Cameron Tringale here, 2 straight made cuts at this course and then 2 missed cuts, 3 out of 4 made cuts. He had a missed cut in 2016, but I really don't mind this play. I think we can roll with him again in cash if you wanted to do that. Robbie Shelton, I think he makes for another great GPP play. We know he can go low. That might be more of kind of the Dylan Fratelli play, though, where it's more of a showdown play. Same with Tom Hoagie here, because Tom Hoagie has shown that he can go low. He exploded in round 3, or in the 3rd round last week, but still, don't mind those plays. More of a showdown play. Same with Charlie Hoffman here. These are all plays where if they're doing really well, day 1 or day 2, you can think about playing them in the showdown slate because obviously they're playing well that week. They're not really plays that you want to go out and play in cash. Maybe you can get away with them in some GPPs. I think the one I'd play there the most would be Shelton in GPPs. Looking at the values, I really don't like any of the value plays. So if you can avoid them, I would suggest doing that because I just don't see it this week. Now maybe someone like Sam Ryder, he has had a miscut, but he went negative that round. Not too bad. Scott Brown has actually made 2 cuts. Don't mind that play too much. Good stat fit right now with his recent form. David Hearn has also made 2 cuts in a row, so I don't mind that play as well. But those are all plays that I'm not loving. But that is going to be the player pool for you guys this week. I'll be posting the information on the Patreon page. All right, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and subscribe. If you want to become a 9 to 5 Nation member, check out the link in the description below. It's $5 a month for the PGA DFS membership. All right, guys, we're out. Keep cashing.